Hey Ross, Dave Shinskie at Baseball Rebellion here. I'm going to go through your evaluation that your mom sent over on your email, and I want to start out with first the way you move down the hill, so your momentum down the hill. The first thing I see when you pick your leg is that your shoulders kind of go the opposite way of what we do here at Baseball Rebellion. We want to keep our weight a little bit more on the back part of our body. So instead of being this shoulder tilt on this side, we would like it more on the opposite angle. Okay, so that's the first thing I see. And as you start to go down, the reason for that is because you get your foot out in front of your hip really early, and again, you're going to get to this position of, yes, your shoulder angle gets to where we want it to get to, but you're already out in front of your hip with your foot. So this just tells me that there's going to be a lot of forward movement later on in the in the delivery. So again, as we go into foot strike is when your foot promptly hits the ground. Okay, sorry, let me get that to a better position. Okay, so when your foot hits the ground, that is what we call foot strike. And what I see is just you're basically into your throw already. So you can see how your shoulder kind of just opens up a little bit here towards first base, and we know that if you're basically into your throw and you're using that front side to kind of pull, that puts a lot of stress on your elbow. And I know that your elbow is sore and hurting after these games because your mom told me. And again, also look at where your knee is positioned towards third base. So what we're going to do is try to use our hips a little better to get us into a position. All right. Also, let me mention why I know that your knee is facing towards third base is because your foot is kind of on an angle. You're inside of your foot at foot strike. So again, your hips have to turn now to throw the ball towards home plate. And what happens is the elbow gets really far out in front, and you can see that your elbow gets a little bit out in front of your head. And that's just again a troublesome position where you're just going to put more stress on your elbow. If I had a back view of you right now in this position, and you have a lot of external rotation. External rotation is when your arm is 90 degrees with the ground. So you can see your arm here, it's 90 degrees with the ground. And what we tell our guys is think about if you had any weight in your hand right now in this position, how long you would be able to hold that weight in that position, say 10 pounds. All right, it wouldn't be a long time. So this is going to be my point, is why we need to change your mechanics as soon as we can, because if that external rotation is more on the inside part of your body, so again somewhere within your back area, it's going to be way more supportive. So again, that 10 pounds will be able to be generated more and more often because of the support of your bigger muscles. What that means is that pitchers throw 100% of the time, most of them. But how can we sustain through our high school career and hopefully maybe go on to a college career and maybe get drafted one day? My point here is if your elbow is hurting and you're pitching more, you're kind of pitching through pain. We don't want that to happen. So again, we need to do something to change that. And the Baseball Rebellion mechanics will help you do this just through what we teach. Okay, so again, external rotation outside of your body, bad. We change that to be inside of your body and able to sustain that a little bit longer and throw without any pain. It's also going to help you gain accuracy and velocity Again, through your throw, I see a lot of good athleticism, but here again is your front half was really pulling open, and then it just stops. So you can see your glove doesn't really follow through towards your hip and through towards second base, which now is troublesome for your elbow because your arm just stops instantly. So proper deceleration is just as big as acceleration, if not even bigger, okay? Because if you don't properly decelerate, you can't properly accelerate, okay? So again, I kind of have an analogy of a bow and arrow. So when we talk about dry firing a bow and arrow, you're not supposed to do it, okay? It compromises the structure of the bow, and pretty soon it'll start to crack in the joints. It's meant to fire an arrow. This is just like dry firing a bow and arrow by stopping your momentum instantly, and it puts a lot of stress on your elbow. I see a lot of guys that do this in the big league that are getting Tommy John because they throw 95 and they're doing this. So again, we need to start to develop these proper movements and be more efficient through each throw. And that starts with warming up, man. We're going to go through a progression, and again, if you want to throw pain-free, this is an important thing that you need to get through, is proper warm-up, proper diet, proper mechanics, and a proper mental game too. So it's all put together to help you get through these pain issues. Okay, so that's basically what I see mechanically wise. But going through this, it's not an easy thing as an older kid to change. So it's really got to be you got to be mentally tough and mentally willing to do this. So let me know if that's what you want to do, and we'll move forward from there. But I see a lot of good stuff and a lot of athletic stuff. Like, for instance, you keep your foot down all the way through your throw, and then let your foot come up. Your head stays still. You have a really good, I would say, posture change when it comes to getting into foot strike. And again, like I said, it's not all bad things, man. But your mom tells me that your elbow hurts, and we're going to try to fix that. All right, so embrace what I said. I'm not trying to embarrass you, but embrace it, and get back to me with your thoughts, and we can move forward from here. All right, Ross, thanks a lot, man, and I hope you enjoyed my analysis. Thanks.